Record on this computer. Okay. Oops. Dang, what the hell's going on here? Okay. Okay, here we go. Chapter 4, Effie the Horse Thief. They call me Horse Thief, and they think me wounded by the title. They suffer under the misgiving that this name will bring me shame and bring me low. They call me Horse Thief, for they think that they can own a horse's spirit as they would a sheepskin rug or a jug of wine. They think that these majestic and gentle creatures are property that can be bought and sold. They call me Horse Thief, but they could not be more wrong. Throw a rawhide noose around a wild colt's neck. Yank it from its broodmare and from its wild herd. Beat it with a stiff crop until your arm is numb, and burn your hot brand into its hide. Nail iron shoes to its feet, and feed it sweetened grains and sugar cubes. Put a steel bridle in its mouth and heavy blinders over its eyes. Set a yoke about its shoulders and have it turn hard ground in the midday sun. Do this every day, over and over, until it twists its leg in the field or goes lame from disease or from eating a patch of blight grass. Do this with care or with callousness. Do this until the horse lies dead in its pen. Do these things if you deign, but do not think you will ever own that horse. I do not steal fledgling colts from the veldt pastures and blue skies. I am not the horse thief.
I am a liberator. There is so much that men do that nature does not, that nature would not. And nowhere can this be seen as clearly as in the way we treat our beasts. I am blood that understands the nomad, the traveler, the pack mule. Perhaps that is why I particularly enjoy liberating the sentient belongings of society's wealthier members. Wealth like that makes a man lazy. Laziness makes a man stagnate, and stagnation makes a man rot. I've found it's best to salvage what you can before the rot spreads. True, in a perfect world, the horse would end up in a cave eaten by orcs, but I'll make you.
All right, thank you, Caitlin.
Woo!
And I enjoyed that. Gosh, sorry. Okay, who wants to go next? Volunteers. And now on from volunteers. How about Vincent? Can you read yours?
Yeah, you bet. I also changed the prompt just a small bit because I wanted the subject to be a different person.
I noticed that, and I'm all about it. So
okay, cool.
Definitely, that's okay.
Do you want me to read your intro, or do you want me to? Or do you want to read it?
I'll read it.
Okay, cool.
I did like this one. Shit, where is it? Okay. Scrolling. Chapter 3, Vincent the Undertaker. I like to think that Death and I have come to an arrangement. I prepare his parcels for shipment, and he holds off on collecting my debts. Another month, another year, another plague season filled with heavy labors of a man with my skills and demeanor. When you've been around as many dead as I, you can feel it in your guts when he gathers near. I can recall the first body I laid in the ground, the first time I felt death's cold hands on my spine. My memory is not what it once was, but I know this is not a day I will ever be blessed to forget. The hole was shallow and the walls weren't quite straight or plumb. It was amateur work, to be sure, but considering I hadn't yet learned to properly dig graves in the sandy tilth that holds the Vester, it was a noble attempt. I was a young man without a coin to my name. Is somebody talking to me?
Hey, sorry, my baby just woke up and started crying.
Oh, no problem. Sorry about that.
Give me like 5 minutes if you could jump to someone else. Sorry.
Hey, we'll jump back. Okay, that's all right. How about Craig? You got a prompt to share with us, Craig?
Yeah.
All right. You can go and read it both, or if you want me to read, whatever you want.
I can read it all. That's no problem.
Go for it.
Cool. When you are big, people tend to assume that you are strong. From way down there, that tends to be all people care to think of you. It's true that I can carry a full drum of brandy under each arm and can open most doors if I want to, regardless of whether or not I have the key. I've pulled more arrows out of my hide than some noblemen have put on a target. I've had to make my own way in the world, often by force, and with no small thanks to my given frame. But every man is soft in the same places, no matter his size. I lost my eye because it was soft. Thankfully, my other eye is still rolling around just fine. I've sure been glad to have one in reserve, as I've seen some things I only think a big can have a proper perspective to see. And for much as I've seen, I never thought my journey would lead me to such a big discovery, the Low Road. I've heard tale or two about the dwarves, master craftsmen with a will powerful enough to dig through mountains. While I'm still overwhelmed by the wonder of this cavern, I can't shake this feeling of dread. This was our home. Flinching at shadows we cast hurtling down on this cart, I was forgotten, but I remember. I'm growing concerned of my companion. That one reeks of death. Although they are quite skillful, our screams still echo throughout these halls. My past still haunts me. Our past still haunts. We seek order. And that's what I got.
All right. Thank you. How about Constable Bippers?
Yeah, I'll go. Or were you going to read the intro, Majiggy?
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, I think mine makes sense with that read.
Chapter 2. Bippers, the Constable. Being a snag afforded me certain privileges. The uniform had an effect on people. Deeper pores, fresher porridge, smiles from young ladies and old widows. I had a room in a midtown tenement house once upon a time, where I courted the perfumed daughters of fur merchants and high street bankers, painted faces that were thirsty for a sip of rough life below. I still carry a somnium wand, 9.5 inches of polished ironwood with silver-plated inlay and double-charge capacity, a wide-set crystal placement for speedy cooling after discharge. It was a gift from the Crown Council that came issue ready to rain fire with the pull of a trigger. Of course, I added a brass butt plate for heft and modified the sights to accommodate my scoop shooting style, but the core construction is standard issue and practically unbreakable. I know I may look haggard now, but before my fall from grace, I got fat off the perks of being a lawman. Even so, the honest truth is, I didn't join up for the fringe benefits. I didn't train as a sequestration officer because I liked the cut of the uniform or the attention of self-centered dilettantes. You see, I grew up in the underdistrict. And when you live there, you don't gawk the smell of meat markets or recoil at the sight of bodies pulled from the gutter and silently shoved over the guard walls into the depths of the Great Gash. I've paid the street gangs their blood tax, and I wore their bruises many times before I ever wore shoes. I know what can happen in the shadow of the high streets, and the role we snags are meant to play. We're the last thing keeping the folks at the edge from being pushed those last final few steps. But not everybody sees me that way. To many, I'm just another low-level enforcer, working for the most enterprising and ruthless criminal gang in the Veldt, the Crown Council itself.
I look back on my first days in the Lawman's Academy at the Crown Council and laugh. The cliche naivety of getting into law for quote-unquote all the right reasons. I wanted to help people and clean up the streets so that kids didn't have to grow up like I did, getting the shit kicked out of them every day because their first name is Constable. Yes, my parents named me Constable, which the neighborhood ruffians took issue with. I suppose I was destined to become a constable with a first name like that. And you could argue that's why I became one. But my truth is that it was the kids that beat me up and led to become a true snag. The more I think about it, the more circular it gets and the more causes me to deviate from my train of thought entirely. At any rate, it didn't take long for the job to take its toll on me. Being a snag, you see the worst of society. After a couple grisly murders, you start to lose your hope in people. You see their true colors and realize that as a whole, these people don't deserve to be helped. If you stick your neck out for people, you're bound to get your throat slit. And so I sought to advance myself, and my whole life spent around criminals, it was easy to find my place. I did what so many snags do under the protection of the crown, taking out criminals and taking over their businesses and getting away with it. I was rich. From the sales of black market goods and services, I made millions in gold. And as long as I kicked it up the chain, I would never see a day inside a cell. I was living like a true pimp. No, really. I owned a brothel as well. I was literally a pimp. But there were those higher up in the council that were far richer than I, and so secretive that no one was sure what the racket they were running was. Folks on the street called them the Shadow Collective. They were rumored to deal in not markets but in power. They move the pieces into place so that men can be rich and nations can fall. I'd heard that the great outbreak of big pox that killed entire towns in the southeast was their doing. It made a lot of sense when the empty villages were raised to be replaced with military fortifications in the key strategic area. They were said to be more powerful than the king himself, but that never made sense to me because he's the king. If they were more powerful than the king, why wouldn't they be the king and call themselves the king? I never got it. No one ever answered these questions. No one really wants to talk about it. No one wants to talk about it with me. They say I talk too much and that I'm kind of an asshole and that I would get us both killed. Well, I believe the Shadow Council is real. Man's heart has the capacity for great evil. So does mine, and I want to join their cool club.
All right. All right, I'm going to lead Vincent back in here. I can recall the first body I laid in the ground, the first time I felt death's cold hand on my spine. My memory's not what it once was, but I know this is not a day I will ever be blessed to forget. The hole was shallow, the walls weren't straight or plumb. It was amateur work, to be sure, but considering I hadn't yet learned to properly dig graves in the sandy tilth that holds the Vester, it was a noble attempt. I was a young man without a coin to my name and could afford no planks for a coffin, so I laid him down as the Cavalcadians do their own, with a bed of woven sweetgrass and a crown of spring wildflowers to cover his shroud. I remember the grayness of the day against the bright and beautiful hues of the flowers. The air was cool and damp, and the dewy mists betrayed the silent proclamation of my unending tears. Before I lifted my shovel to lay the soil on, I took a long last look. I took notice of my labors. How peaceful and well made was his place of rest. It was my final act of care to one whom I had loved so dearly. Then the feeling struck me like a dagger in the throat. I had failed him in every way but this.
My father was a fur trapper by trade, and as was his father before him. They had left the main continent on promises of larger game. He was just a boy when their ship set sail. Not long after their arrival on the Velt's eastern shore, my father became a man. I know the story of his first hunt well. I could tell you how the hell pig fell at his hands, though I could not do the legend justice, and I will not fail him again. My father was a fur trapper by trade. He wanted the same for me, a son to carry on the tradition, to wear a mantle of his own prey. Year in and year out, he took me on excursions, and as best I could, I would assist. He showed me how to field dress an animal, how to pack its meat and fur the correct way for the long journey home. Mine always turned rancid and had to be abandoned for the carrion creatures. In the later years, the only time we spoke was when he scolded me for scaring away the prey, or if I had forgotten to mark the placement of a toothed vice. By my coming of age, I still had not killed even the smallest rodent. I suppose I never was meant for greatness. My father was tenacious, just another element of his heroic nature. He had taken me out further than we'd ever gone before, a week's journey by boat from the sandy plains of the North Vester all the way to the eastern shores of the Still Sea. He thought, perhaps if I were eye to eye with my own hell pig, I would rise to his legend. And so we set off to find one, with me caddying the traps, the skinning knives, and a new addition to his arsenal, especially for me, a somnium blunderbuss. I was alone. The only light on this dark eve was the pale red glow of my gun. He had left to flesh out a daedron and send the hog running in my direction. And I waited, patiently, listening to the intermittent racket of his iron clacker miles away in the distance. He had found my destiny. I was certain he was rushing towards me. At last, brush around me was wrestling. I gripped tightly to my firearm, ever conscious of the few shots inside. I saw the beast's razored hides rise above the grasses before I saw its face. In a flurry of passion, I rang off a shot. Propelled by its scream of pain, I fired off two more, the effervescent somnium glow accentuating my success, my first kill, my honor, my manhood. My father's blood pooled on the dry desert ground. His hell pig hide cloak, blasted and torn, hid the mutilation underneath. I knew not what to do. He always wanted to be buried by the Vestor, the land our family had conquered to be our own, and he lay dead 1,000 miles or more away. I had to return him. I would not be the failure again, not for this. If I work slowly, I thought, perhaps I could get it right enough to do him honor. I placed the dressing blade against his flesh and made diligent work. By the dim crimson glow of the rifle's propellant gem, I cured the flesh, stripped the bones, discarded the offal, just as he taught me. The only part I left untouched was his head. Parts of the face were badly burned by my explosive error, though he'd still be recognizable when at the gates of the afterlife. I had no coin for ship or chain. My father was intentional that we only return when we sold enough pelts. And so, at dawn, I walked, only sure that if I walked away from the rising sun, I'd get a little closer to the Vestor banks. It was a tiring journey. Every day I would walk for miles with only my father on my back. I ate what I could find, grasses, fruits, and roots. The veldt is plentiful with edible flora, and so it's all I subsist on today. At night, I found sleeping in trees or atop boulders my safest options. Father began to rot. The stench drew coyotes. Setting camp on flat ground meant a sleepless night, banging together the iron clacker at every rustle in the weeds. The Vestor is a rich and wild continent. No region is like another, and landscapes change as quick as the weather. I learned the land well on this trek, and if you know it, it can tell you which way to go. Never again have I been lost in all my travels. After a month's time, I suppose, I had finally arrived on our land. I laid what was left of him to rest, shrouded in his hell pig cloak, and marked the place with a hastily engraven stone. And then I departed again. I had found my trade, not one of honor, but one I deserved.
All right. I really like that ending. Who's next?
I can go if are you still reading all of them?
If you'd prefer.
Sure, dude.
Chapter 6, Yenneck, the Lord. The title of Lord is not common in the Veldt. The frontier barons and the princes of the Crown Council did not gain their titles by blood, at least not by blood inherited. This world of traders and traitors is too young and industrious for lineage or legacy to hold much merit, too shallow for gallant deeds and legendary men. Yet a lord I remain, for mine is a family old and proud, even if we have been long forgotten to history. My ancestors can trace their pedigree back among the first settlers of New Inverness that landed on the glittering shores of the Pearl Sand Coast. They were part of a human service enclave that the elves brought in their great treasure fleet. Technically, they were themselves members of the Tall Order, and when the elves established the city of New Inverness, my family was elevated from indentured workers to noble status overnight. I have faced mockery and blows for carrying my title. I have been called a charlatan and a beggar king. I have been pressed to divorce myself from my claim to lordship, and I have paid dearly for my failure to do so. Yet it is a burden I carry with high spirits, for much like this shield I am forced to wield, it is not merely an encumbrance. My title reminds me I come from noble blood. It reminds me that I am honor-bound to protect the people of the Veldt and to steal my will from malice or malcontent. When weaker men are hungry and without coin, they will be poor. When weaker men are in bondage or behind bars, they will be prisoners. When weaker men wander without home or hearth, they will be vagabonds. These poor souls are victims to fate, the playthings of gods and men. They will curse their own mothers and will fall to cruelty and depravity. But not I, for no matter what hardships come my way, my heart is steel and my hands are just. For I, Yenneck, will remain a lord of the Tall Order.
My father told me that a man was only as good as his name, that the connection with one's past must never be forgot. My great ancestors worked hard to settle this vast expanse, tirelessly working day and night to forge the settlements that many in the Veldt call home. They were true pioneers of their time. Each generation since has worked hard to improve the land, to sow, to reap, and to repeat until our purpose has waned. To protect those that we love and to honor those that have been lost, that is what my title means. I do not wear it lightly or to consider myself superior, but rather it's a daily reminder of the oath I have taken. My life changed the day my father passed. It was amidst the coldest months of winter, on one of those days that chills you to the core as soon as you go outside. I was their only heir. I was the only heir to carry on my family's legacy. But there are no formal rulers in this place, only those willing to scrape and claw for power. I was young and quickly found that the actions of the past did not matter in the present. Just because my lineage found its way to the basic roots of the Veld did not mean that I had earned the right to power and influence. This is why I spent years working for Baron Gladwell. This is why for years I stood by idly while he conducted unspeakable acts to the people of these lands. I thought this was the way to keep my lordship. Only now do I realize that it is the actions that make the title, not the title which guides the actions. For a farmer does not simply become a farmer because he comes from a family of farmers, but rather a farmer claims his title by producing crops. For that matter, how is a title given? I could call myself a farmer, but if those around me call me a carpenter, what is my true profession? I carry this title of Lord to remember my duty, to remember those that came before me, and to guide the actions that I take. I will continue to sow the fruits of this land to improve the lives of those around me, and hope one day my actions will bestow my title upon my legacy. Lord Yennik.
All right, I love it. I love it. And have we got one more here?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get set up on. Okay, here we go.
All right. Sorry. Okay, I'm on my computer now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right.
In keeping with what we've been doing, I'll read you in here.
Okay.
In my travels, I have noticed how prone these town folks are to the sickness they call loneliness. The alehounds curse their neighbors all day long, yet will join with them each night without fail to argue and to brawl, to sing songs and spill beer together. All the women folk are welcome at the daily knitting rings, where they will flourish one another in gracious compliments, even as they gossip like crows over the circle's empty chairs. These townfolk are free to do as they please, yet all are chained by the fear of being isolated and unheard. Their greatest punishment aside from death is exile. Some dread it far more. I find it oddly humorous that they should fear a sentence I have carried out my whole life without offense. I am not welcome in their company, neither their ale halls nor their knitting circles. My father has now passed beyond, and I miss him dearly. Yet even in his passing, I have never feared I would be alone.
It's not that I prefer loneliness or being alone, but it's what I know, and it's what I've grown accustomed to. I love my father with all my heart, and I carry him with me in my soul and spirit. Father taught me everything I know, and therefore, with everything I do, he is there with me, guiding me, whispering in my ear. When I load my bow, when I swing my staff, when I shed a tear, when I bellow a laugh, he is there. I'm not interested in just anyone's company like many folk. I don't require someone to warm my bed at night. I don't need cheap flattery or other temporary affections. I'm selective in the company I keep when I have the option. Right now, my life is about survival. As long as I can survive on my own, I will be on my own. But if I've learned anything from the creatures of Walden Woods, sometimes it's smarter to travel in packs. Right now, I feel in my gut that this company is my best chance at survival.
All right, and with that, hello? I will perform the invocation. Muses, gather with us, deliver us one vision told with power and potency, wash away our reservations, and make us instruments of the Creator. Muses, gather with us, and let play begin.
Well, I'm just in like a state of just kind of, I don't know, my adrenaline is just raising. I mean, first the Mudmen, and then that fucking fire skull skeleton, and then they started fighting each other, and then we escaped, and then now we're like going like 100 miles an hour. My heart is just racing, and I just like, I don't know if I'm gonna survive this.
Lord Yennik.
I never thought I'd feel the wind rushing through my hair like this ever again. This is quite a ride. I thought I'd spend the rest of my days in jail, and I'm just enjoying the time we're having here. or anything like that with the skeleton dude. So, I'm just kind of floating along and enjoying it.
Effie has no comment at this time. Craig.
Wow, this place is amazing. As I just kind of look around and watch as everything starts flying by still. I always thought this was just a rumor. I'm surprised Griff was out here looking around this area just to begin with. This is an amazing find. I can't wait to see what else we come across.
Constable Bippers.
Well, I'm happy to find out that I can work on some engines here and really get some stuff rolling. We're going way too fast though, and I'm starting to get thirsty because the wind is making my mouth dry. Hoping we can get to some dwarves so I can arrest one, or find some treasure because I would like some treasure. I used a lot of somnium today.
Vincent.
I've made a lot of friends during this trip. I wasn't expecting to even meet anyone, but I've had those two skeletons, and Alka seems nice, and Craig seems nice, and same with Lord Yennik, and even this green dude. But I don't know if I trust Constable Bippers. I shouldn't have given him my ring. He seems pretty incompetent if we're not slowing down at all. But hopefully I can reach that black stuff in my backpack, and I'll be able to secure myself to this wild ride cart so I don't go flying off with the rest of my friends.
This has been quite an expedition. I sought the truth of history, and now I might die. It's pretty ironic, actually. My company, if I can call them that, they seem like halfway decent people, but I've met halfway decent people that didn't make it halfway to decent most of the time, left me at halfway where I was going. I'm just talking to myself, don't pay attention to me. I don't think they can hear me over the sound of the wind. I hope that they don't realize that I was already crying before the wind got fierce. Wherever we're going there fast. But I'm still on my mission to find the heart of the moon and to retrieve the dignity of my people. The day of the orc will come again. And with that, we'll wrap up. Okay, so we return to this ancient dwarven cart, jury-rigged to run off of some trashy old Somnium engine and a borrowed ring, a borrowed control ring on the finger of Constable Bippers. The cart is roaring through a stone track in an undiscovered, previously unknown location, a giant sort of low road that runs underneath the veldt. And so we return to our heroes as they're rushing through the dark, red electricity sparkling to light their way, and the scream of stone on stone drowning out any other sound, really. And so I'm going to start the order here with Constable Bippers. I'm going to roll a timer dice, a D4, and we're going to see how many rounds before this cart shakes or burns or breaks itself apart, meaning certain death for our party. One moment, please. And in 3 rounds, the cart is likely to destabilize. So, starting with Constable Bippers, what do you do?
Oh, okay. So I got the control ring on, like, and it's like on the crystal, right?
It does not need to be on the crystal. It just needs to be on your hand. And this is the way that you interface with the engine. On your previous attempt, it seems like you felt the sort of the magical aura of the ring and the interaction with the engine sort of like die basically and like break apart, you know. And so it's like your steering wheel came off effectively. And now the gas pedal is shoved down, if you know.
Okay, I'm gonna try to fix that. I have a somnium crystal, right? So I guess I'm gonna try to jump the ring. I'm gonna try to use the somnium crystal to get the ring back
Yeah.
working.
So we'll use your guile, will be the determining trait here. And it's going to be a very difficult check to fix this. You're going to have to roll a 17 or higher in order to, and you can add your guile score. This will mean that you regain control somewhat. It will not necessarily guarantee that you can, halt the craft, but it'll be a step along the process.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Oh shit.
However, I should warn you, there may be negative consequences should you fail in the attempt to your repair. You might accelerate the timer here of ticking down.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. I rolled a 9. I already rolled it. It seemed bad to not.
All right. As you focus and you kind of crawl your way across the cart to get up to the spot with the crystal, the toe crystal, you're kind of focusing your mental energy, what you know about somnium devices and spellcraft, and you're sort of trying to seek to like regain the connection. And all of a sudden, there's a discharge of red electricity from the crystal. It shocks you and pushes you backwards. You are going to roll a vigor check to see whether you take damage for this. So go ahead on a d20 and roll a vigor check for me.
That was sick. Great. Oh, 11 total. Great.
All right, so your arms and like your teeth, lock up your jaw. You sort of like shake backwards and sort of start to slide from the momentum off of the cart here. You're dealt 1 damage of somnium burn here.
God damn, I have like 1 hit point left.
All right, Constable Bippers is at 1 hit point. We're going to move on to the order to Effie, who is just sort of regaining senses after being healed and then waking up going like X miles per hour on this low road cart. Pretty much has no idea what's going on. She's been passed out since the fire cave there.
What's happening? Holy shit, where are we going?
Fast.
That's where we're going.
The blue dude, or the green dude, sorry, it's a little dark in here. I'm having trouble with colors. The green dude seems to think we're on a path to some sort of ancient civilization or something. I don't quite remember what he said.
Where am I? I want to work my way up towards the front where Constable Bippers is.
Okay, you crawl your way up to Bippers. You can see he's sort of singeing from discharge from the somnium engine, and you guys have some interaction here.
What did you do?
I tried to listen. I could give you a bunch of techno babble, but you wouldn't know what to do with it. So I'm just gonna
Sure.
I'm gonna stand here with a blackened, singed face and piano key teeth. Okay, that's just
All
what.
right, well, I know a thing or two about wagons. Why don't you pass on the crystal ring or whatever over to me?
I'll
and
give
let
you
me see
one
if I
reason why I shouldn't give you anything, and it is your title of thief.
Horse thief. There's a noun.
Yeah, that's a gateway of theft.
All right,
Okay,
as
well,
the
is there
wind
anything I can do to
rushes,
help?
as the wind rushes and sparks begin to fly from the track below, we can see you can barely make out sort of the cavernous area and the rough hewn stone and columns. You can see things are getting like a little more rough, a little more natural as the things fly by. All of a sudden, the cart is over this long bridge on this expanse over a bottomless, chasm below. And then, in an instant, you're back sort of on regular track. And we're moving over to Lord Yennik now.
All right. Can I kind of peek over the side and take a look at the kind of undercarriage on this thing to see how the mechanism works and, just kind of observe if there's any gears or anything like that that can be potentially manipulated, or not by like reaching down or anything, just like if there's gears spinning or
Make a
whatnot.
guile check for me, Lord Yennik.
Sure. Ooh, a natural 1.
All right.
So 3.
You peer below and you can see stone on stone this track. You just, sparks are started flying and you can feel like, marble dust shooting back at you. You're bewildered by it. You're not sure what to do there.
Okay.
You have another action though.
Okay. So I am going to yell up. Do we know this thing's, like falling apart? So I'm going to yell up to Constable Bippers and be like, what's going on up there? Seems like we're going pretty fast. Everything okay?
Clearly it's not, and I don't know what you want me to do about it.
All right, so I'm going to start freaking out and end my turn.
All right. We move on to Vincent.
All you young whippersnappers don't know how to stop a cart. Well, I'll show you how to stop a cart. And I'm gonna move to the front of the cart and down on the track in front of the wheel. I'm gonna throw the remainder of my sticky tar substance, hoping to get the wheel stuck.
All right. As you go to throw your tar substance, I want you to make a grace check.
19.
All right. Just in the nick of time, you notice that a tunnel entrance looming ahead, and you have the opportunity to alert your crew that we're about to pass through a low tunnel here.
Everybody get on your bellies. And I'm going to shimmy down onto my stomach. Tunnel
All
ahead.
Right. So you all dive down, presumably, and whoosh, like a very low, you can feel the wind rushing, and you're going incredibly fast at this point. As you're going, you can, smell the damp air, and all of a sudden, whoosh, you come out of the tunnel. And so go ahead and make your grace check to try and throw down some of this tacky stuff. And describe to me a little more detail what you're doing here.
Well, since we just went through that really tight tunnel, I'm screaming my head off as we exit it, terrified that we'll get stuck in such a small space. And then I'm gonna throw down the tacky stuff in front of the wheel as soon as we're out of the small area, essentially just hoping to get the wheel stuck.
Right. Okay. Roll a grace check for me. I would potentially let you use guile too if you prefer guile. And just kind of describe your action and then go ahead and roll it for me.
Yeah, so I stop screaming and go, what was it doing? Oh yeah. And then I toss down the jar of goo, and I got a 16 on my grace check.
You throw down your, like, this presuming it's like what do you think? Is it a glass or a clay jar?
Yeah, I think you said it was a glass jar full of a black sticky substance.
All right. So you throw down this jar, and it sort of grips on and smashes, and you can see it's like running up in the gear, and all of a sudden the cadence of the cart begins to change. There's sort of like a bump in the rotation, and for around here, it's going to be like it's slowing down, but it's sort of like bumping and sort of moving erratically. I want everybody to make a grace check to avoid being thrown off of the cart, and you're going to be rolling against a 14 here. Grace, B to 14, me to 14.
I'm off the cart.
Natural 20.
7.
17.
All right, so
got
Effie and
I got a
And,
10.
oh, okay, Effie and Vippers and Alka are bumped from the cart. All right, so you guys.
Yes, but can I say what can I respond to the bumps, or am I just automatically, because I was gonna stick my staff in the ram's ears so I could hold on.
All right, so we'll give everybody an additional check to for one action to try and redeem themselves off the cart. It's going to be a more difficult check, so you're going to have to beat a 16 this time in order to not totally fall off into the darkness. So let's organically move on to Alka, and then we'll make up those other actions for anyone else who got kicked off the cart.
Okay, so I'm attempting to ram my staff into like the between those horns to try to like hold on the bumps, and I got a 15.
All right, so you
but because I'm by Effie, do I get?
I
any
haven't done a
extra-
dance.
He doesn't have her active
Dang it.
or. All right,
All
so Alka,
Damn.
you reach out with your staff, but unfortunately, you do not gain purchase, and you fly backwards off of the cart and into the darkness. And now we're going to go to Effie. Effie, describe to me how you're going to try to stay on the cart, and then roll against a 16 for me. Grace.
I'm gonna use my horse riding skills to try to just find my center of balance as I'm toppling backwards and lean forward, and supposedly I'm graceful, and I got a 20, so it works.
All right, so you managed to grab the lip right before you're falling off the edge of the cart. So you're kind of dangling from one hand on the back of the cart, and there's like sparks and like, every once in a while a big piece of tar like flipping up and sticking on you. So that's you. And Bippers.
As I'm falling, I'm like just kind of clawing like wildly, and I'm kind of like running in the air. My feet are going like so fast that they're making like a perfect like circular motion. I'm kind of floating. And I got a 17.
All right, so you grab onto the back of Effie as you're falling off, and you're now sort of like hanging off of her shoulders. And was there anyone else who missed the check here? Okay, so you who's next on our order here? Alka, I want you to make another grace check as you tumble off into the darkness.
Okay, well now I get 21.
21, okay. So with feline reflexes, you land and surprisingly land in some sort of soft, semi-soft surface. Although it's completely dark around you, you can't really tell what your surroundings are, but you sort of land and roll, and then you're sort of covered in like slime and some kind of detritus. And we're gonna come back to you. You see that the red glow of the cart shoots off into the distance. And now we go to Craig.
Hi, how's it going? Okay. Can I use my like mud sling nonsense? Like this is my idea of what I want to do is I want to kind of like jump off the cart and throw it on the ground and kind of use that to help me slide as a sort of to make the landing not as rough and maybe like a lubricant to slide me along on the ground and gradually go slower.
Yeah, give me a grace check.
Okay.
So you're jumping off the cart.
Yeah, I'm jumping right off the cart trying to go after Alka. Yes. I got a 12.
Okay, so you jump off the cart and you sort of attempt to sling your mud, your sort of power from your mask, your primordial mask. And as you go to do so, a voice in your head or an energy sort of imparts to you, like basically like, nuh-uh, like no thanks. And it just fails, your webs don't shoot and you fall into the darkness. you feel an incredible force as you strike something and everything goes black.
Cool.
How many hit points do you have, Craig?
Oh, I have 3 right now. Probably not so
right.
much anymore.
All right, erase your hit points.
Yeah, just all of them.
Yep, all of them.
That's fair.
You're down.
Cool.
And now we move to, I'm going to make a check for Griff to see if he can stay on. Griff fails the attempt, and Griff is kicked backwards. He tries to reach out with his chain flail, which wraps around the horns, but he loses his grip on the horns, and he likewise flies off into the darkness.
If he can't do it, what hope do the rest of us have?
Griff.
And we go to the top of the order with Constable Bippers. We now have 2 rounds before the cart crashes and burns out, basically. Although it does appear that it is a little bit slowing down from the tar on the wheel, the front wheel. The sort of irregular pattern of the wheel thing is slowly frictioning out the thing, but you see that the engine is sort of it's kind of straining and glowing. It's being taxed by this extra friction. Bippers.
I truly don't know what to do here. Can we kick the engine off of here?
You can certainly try.
What do you say we just push this engine off, folks? No, can I enlist help on this here? Would anyone like to help me?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dig it
I'll
up.
I mean,
help you with
yeah,
the
I
push.
presented that in a way that was more rhetorical, like when I asked if anybody wanted to.
I can dig it up with my shovel.
Pry it on up, fella.
Okay, so we're going to have Bippers make the primary check. He's going to be doing a vigor-based check against a 16 once again. And everyone that assists him, who can also make a 16, is going to give him a +1 to that check. So go ahead and resolve that, starting with Bippers here.
Ooh, I got a 12.
Okay, so
Oh,
Bippers
sorry,
got
11. Not even.
an 11. And so anyone who can assist him with vigor, I don't think we can make it at this point.
We
How many
can't
people
even
we have?
make it. Yeah.
I got a 20.
Okay, was that a natural 20 or?
No, that 20
Okay.
ain't natural.
I got an unnatural 20 as well.
Ooh.
I got
Okay,
a
so
4. That helps.
you strain against it, and you can see that the sort of the manifold holding it onto the device, onto this cart, starts to crack, but it does not quite break. You're going to have to make another check on another turn to successfully break this thing off. We're going to move on to Effie, and I guess Bippers climbed up her back to get back to the cart. We won't retcon that. So go ahead, Effie. It's your turn. You're presumably back on there now.
Okay, I'm gonna try taking one of my tiny knives, and I have a feeling this is gonna be death of it, but and trying to get it in the wheel to get the wheel stuck, the front wheel with the tar.
Okay, so go ahead and roll probably Grace against a 16. If you succeed, then we'll slow down another interval here.
I did not. I got a 10 total.
All right, so you throw your knife and clang, clang, it kind of clangers around, and it's now stuck in the mass of tar on the front wheel. We move on to Yannick.
All right, I'm gonna kind of follow suit with all these people trying to mess with the wheels, and I'm gonna see if I can cast the spell Shield, which is like a barrier that appears, and I'm gonna try to cast it to where it basically blocks the front wheel or acts as kind of a brake where it's just gonna be friction or kind of get wedged in the gears.
Okay.
Something.
All right, so go ahead and expend your somnium.
Yeah. And is that a vision roll?
Roll a vision check against a failure. If you don't critically fail, you'll successfully cast the spell.
Okay, so I got a 17.
All right. So with some magical gestures and the expulsion of a somnium gem, you create this red force field in front of the front wheel, and immediately it begins to screech and strain against the momentum of the cart. You can feel things churn forward, and as this like kind of there's an energetic sort of war going on between the force of the shield and the somnium engine. There's a sort of after a few moments and a slowing of the cart, there's this incredible sound of strain, a screech, and then the shield discharges and the somnium engine also discharges. Everyone make a grace check to avoid damage of being hit by the engine as it explodes. Everybody remaining on the cart here.
I got a 14.
20.
Can someone roll for me? My dice just went under the radiator.
I got you. 19.
Yeah, what was it? So it was Grace?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 24 total.
So what did you get, Lord Yannick?
20.
Who had a 14?
I did.
Okay, Vincent, you take a point of damage as you're shocked by the discharge and the crystalline particles of shrapnel hitting you.
I was trying to pry it up with my. I was right there in the blast zone. Trying to pry it up to.
It already got me once. It's never going to get me again.
All right, so as the cart comes finally careening to a halt, there's a sort of a slow grind, and then things just go quiet. The red light of the crystal is gone, and you're all enveloped in darkness. We're going to move to Vincent.
Hey, Pippers, hand over that ring of mine.
Where are ya? I can't see ya.
Just use the ring as a light,
I don't know how to do that. And darkness is something, and I don't like it's the ring towards his direction, hoping that it finds him.
I missed that a bit. Try again.
Oh, I toss him I throw the ring in his direction, hoping that it finds him.
Okay. So you guys both roll a d20. If you are within 5 counts of each other, then you catch the ring, Vincent.
I got a 14.
I got 11.
All right.
Woo!
So somehow you managed to sort of like grab this ring in the darkness. And now we are going to move to Alka. What are your hit points at, Alka?
I am at 2.
Okay. So we return to Alka in the darkness, somewhere along the main rail to the low road. What will you do?
I'm gonna I'm gonna try to move towards the rail. Like I'm gonna feel for that because my plan is to like have that guide me along. So do I need to do a vision check, or I guess what would that be? I don't know.
Do you have any means to illuminate you, or are you just feeling around in the dark? You saying?
I'm just feeling around I'm using my staff like a blind person would,
Okay.
and I'm kind of poking around and hoping to hit the railings so that I can use that to guide me in the same direction as everybody else.
All right. So you make a guile check against failure.
Okay, I got a 15.
All right, you prod along and you manage to find the rail. You notice as you're in the darkness, kind of feeling around, your other senses are a little bit heightened, and there's definitely an awful smell, like some kind of organic bad smell going on in this area that you're in.
Okay.
You have another action.
I'm gonna just start moving in the direction of the way that we were heading before, just hoping to catch up with the group because I'm worried that I don't know, I'm just worried about what else might be living out here in this like swampy, murky ground I'm standing on.
So you're just continuing down along the rail, right?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to move on to Craig. Craig, you're sort of adrift in darkness, and you can feel You can see nothing, you can hear nothing, but you can feel wet and cold and a dull throbbing pain. And as you're here adrift, you sense another presence somewhere nearby.
Okay. I'm gonna check to make sure that wet isn't like my own blood. So I'm gonna like kind of check myself out real quick, if that's possible.
You sort of don't have a good awareness of your body. You're sort of just, sort of half conscious and you're feeling around. You can definitely feel wet and cold. It's hard to tell what you're feeling.
Okay.
And
the-
you can make a vigor check to attempt to sort of stabilize here.
Yeah, I think I might just try standing up then. Yeah, just trying to like get ready to, well, look for Alka and then the rest of the group. So yeah, you said vigor.
Yeah.
I got a 14 total.
All right. So you attempt to stand, but you find the attempt is meted with extreme pain. Perhaps you have like an injury in your back or your neck. You can't really tell whether you're feeling cold or whether you're feeling numb. You aren't able to stand up, and you're
Okay.
kind of like can't tell what position are you in. But sort of you're feeling this lightheadedness, this sort of tingling. You think you're probably dying.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm having a really bad time. Oh, geez.
And we move on to Constable Bippers. Did I skip somebody by chance? I don't think so. Constable Bippers, it is your turn. Constable Bippers, you are on the cart, and with the few that remained, and things have come to a stop, although we are in the dark. Constable Bippers, are you there?
I'm going to, as carefully as possible, climb down from the cart.
Okay.
And and then I'll kind of look around me best as I can, just kind of kicking rocks, kind of sort of doing like sort of rudimentary echolocation with rocks. Kind of.
All right, make a grace check. Make a grace check in the dark against a 14 to lower yourself from the cart onto the rail.
Oh yeah, I got. Was it 23?
All right, so you definitely slip down onto the rail. So you're one step lower down. You can see the massive hewn wheels of this cart from your vantage point, and the carved face of the ram on the cart. You have another action.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to kind of look around as best as possible in my area to kind of get a sense of things.
It's nearly pitch black. You can't see a damn thing.
Well, we're just gonna kind of go in a circle, kind of grabbing wildly, then kind of how we got back on the cart, but just kind of kicking around.
All right, you are on this narrow rail. It's about 20 inches across, a little less than 2 feet across. This piece of stone.
Oh Lord!
So it's like a little catwalk, basically. And we're going to move on to Effie.
I'm gonna, following the sound of Constable Bippers apparently just kicking around, I'm gonna go towards that direction and say to him, "Help me off." And I'm extending my, not that anyone can see, but I'm extending my hand. Also, I'm night blind, so I'm assuming everyone is totally blind, but I feel like I'm extra blind somehow.
Oh yeah,
right
we're
now.
gonna give you disadvantage to any movement checks here as you're in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to reach Constable Bippers?
Yeah, get him to help me off the cart because I can't see anything. And just based on the sounds he's making in his low direction, I'm extending my hand.
Okay.
I guess I'll walk over there and kind of do like a buddy fall thing.
Because
Like-
I enjoy this mechanic and it just came to me, I'm going to have you guys roll a d20. And if you are within a 5, then you two manage to find each other and manage to
All right.
pull Effie down. Otherwise, you're both going to fall off the rail.
It is a cool mechanic.
Okay, I got an 8, so don't screw it up, babe.
I got a 12.
All right. So you guys manage to grasp hands, and Constable Bippers lowers Effie down onto the rail. You're both now under the face of the ram. And we move on to Yannick.
How tall would you say this this cart is?
The cart from the wheels to the top, maybe 10 or 12 feet. It's pretty massive.
So I've got a little bit of a fear of heights.
Okay. So Yannick, as you peer off the cart, this whole time also you are terrified. Like you're in the dark, but you know
Yeah.
it's still up high. Yeah.
Guys, I think I'm fine up here. I'm just gonna hang out. I saw a couple people fly off. You might want to go check on them. And I'm just gonna kind of stay where I'm at.
Okay, then we move to Vincent.
Vincent's gonna go through his pack and light up his hooded lantern.
All right, Vincent lights a lantern, and suddenly there is illumination in the area. And you can see you lit up, you see that you're on the cart there with Lord Yannick, that Effie and Constable Bippers had lowered themselves down on the rail, and you can't see far enough down. You can barely see the outline of these columns that line this giant hallway, and you can see the ground below. Looks like the ground's about 20 or 30 feet up on this rail here. You have another action.
I want to use my rope to tie it to my shovel, so I can kind of carry them both hands, so I can carry around the lantern hands free.
All right, so you've got a lantern in one hand, and then you've got your other hand that's stuck with a pickaxe.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
I forgot about that.
So you're kind of
I forgot about the pickaxe hand.
You're gonna have to free that sticky hand if you're gonna do something like that.
Okay, then I'm gonna instead of doing that, I'm gonna take the embalming pick and try to that I have, and try to chip away the tar from the pickaxe to remove it.
Okay, make a guile check against 15, and you can free yourself.
I got an 11.
All right, so you're picking this sticky off of your hand at the moment. We're going to move back to Alka, somewhere back in the corridor, feeling her way along, and give us a little commentary on that, Alka, what you're experiencing.
Well, okay, so sorry. So is the lantern not on then? Or
Make a vision check.
because I wanted to see, yeah. But, okay, so I got 21.
All right, Alka, far off in the distance, you can see the light of the lantern sort of glowing in the hallway, but it's like a ways off.
Okay.
It's barely visible around the sort of bend in the hall, the natural bend.
So in that glow of light, even though I can see it's far, is that shining anything on showing me a figure that could possibly be Craig? I know that I don't know Craig flew off, but I'm just asking.
So you look forward, and you can see the glow, this sort of yellow orangish glow far off in the hallway of the lantern. You're presuming that that's your friends, of course. Then you notice something else. Behind a column, maybe 20 feet in front of you, you see another pair of glowing orbs, the eyes of some creature, and it slowly steps towards you. Make another guile check.
Yeah, 6.
Road killers coming. Murderers, killers, road killers.
What the
Something's
fuck?
hissing in the darkness. And with that, we're going to take a short intermission here and resume in let's give it 2 minutes so that I can go use the restroom.
Sounds great.
really tasty.
Oh, I'm excited to try it.
Yeah. I just made a little shredded potato. I really like doing that recipe as a little.
All right, I'm back in action when y'all are ready. Okay, folks. I'm gonna start it back up here. Craig, it's your turn. Craig, you can feel the life leaving your body as you drift in the abyss. Suddenly, you see a face ahead of you, somewhere in your vision. Maybe not a face, maybe more of a mask. You see the familiar face of the primordial entity you fought in the caves, the Mammoth Cave. You see red light glowing from behind the mask's face, and the entity reaches out to you and speaks to you. This one is hurt. This one is dying. I think your mic is muted, Craig.
Am I muted?
There
Hello?
you go. Now you're
Oh
back.
God, I've been talking this whole time. Yeah, yeah, help for sure. Yeah, help me. Whatever you want, help. I'm dying.
This one hurts. This one needs the help of Bog.
Well, yeah. What do you need, Bog? What do you
Bog
need to
will
me?
help, but Bog's aid comes at a heavy price.
Whatever it is, I'm dying. Help me.
Very well. And you see the totem approach you, and you sort of have this phase shift perspective as you don the mask of Bog, and you feel vitalized. All of a sudden, a flood of energy and sort of vascular charge courses through your body. You feel yourself rising up out of the mud and kind of peeling yourself off of this column, which you basically like crashed into. You feel your bones resetting, and you feel sort of the cooling blood start to reverse and track back up into your body. You stand a new man, no longer Craig alone, but now something else. And in the commotion, you lost your it is still dark here. In the commotion, you lost your eye patch, and where you did have an empty socket, now you have this fog pouring out from your empty eye socket, and it's just sort of like leaking like a Halloween like fog machine, and you might be alarmed and tempted to like cover it up basically, but as this fog leaks out, you can, it's almost like you're embodying the fog, and in a primitive way you can see where the fog lies. Basically, that field of fog is sort of your field of vision, or it's part of your field of vision.
Dope.
Make a vision check to control this strange new ability.
I got a 7. Yeah, I got a 7.
You do not know how to see as Bog sees. Reach out, become the fog. See what Bog has seen. Make another check.
Okay. So I feel like during this whole time, like I've been like trying to cover up, like, because I can probably feel this like stuff coming out of my face a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm covering it up, and like I'm slowly like.
You definitely
be
feel
able to
weird.
feel-
Everything feels
yeah.
weird for you right now. Sorry, go
Okay,
ahead.
I got a natural 20.
All right, so you kind of straighten up. You notice that despite the fact that you were bulky before, you're bigger now. Like you're a little bit more of a Craig than you were before, and you're like a good foot taller, a bit wider. And as you sort of arch your back, you open, and just like a jet of fog, like a big, some kid making vape tricks, like shoots out in front of you in this plume and barrels forward into the darkness. And as it goes, you like, there's this odd, sense that you're there with it, and you can apprehend, as it shoots out. And so you're
Okay.
reveling in that at the moment, and we are going to move to Bippers. Bippers, you and Effie are dangling on the sort of balanced on the rail here.
And how far down is it? How far is the rail from the ground?
Like almost 2 stories up.
Oh shit. I guess we're gonna just keep walking a little bit to see if we can find an area that looks more not high. It's too high up here. Look for somewhere that's not high.
Full movement to follow the rail down the track.
Yeah, I'm gonna scope out the area downward.
Alrighty. So you guys walk, well, at least Bippers walks down the track. Effie, what's your move? You walking with him?
Wait for me.
Let's hold hands.
All right, so I want you both to roll against failure as you move down the track to not fall off the track.
I got a 15.
I got a 10.
All right, so you guys successfully start walking down the track in some kind of strange coupled movement there. And you guys have a minute to talk as you walk.
When you think about it, we're a train.
Yeah, because I'm behind you and you're in front.
Yeah, I'm leading. What do you think? What do you think is up this way? Also, you should be in front of me. Actually, yeah, let's switch ways. I don't want you behind me. You're a thief. Please walk in front. I don't care if you can't see.
No. Yes. All right, nice talking. Let's go the rest in silence.
Okay, yeah, I think that's best. No sudden movements.
All right, we move to Vincent, or we move to Yennik, Lord Yennik. Cowering in fear.
Yeah. So, okay, Vincent's still up here. Vincent, what's the plan here? It seems pretty safe up here. I don't know why everyone's splitting up right now. What's your plan?
You and Vincent have dialogue.
Well, it seems safe, but we're not going anywhere fast anymore. So my plan was to just kind of take it a little slow. Get a light source going, maybe climb down with using this rope I have. Try to figure it out and not fall to my death.
Okay, maybe if can I tell you a secret? I'm a little terrified of heights.
Sure, I'm great with secrets. I don't even remember most of them.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit terrified up here, but if you've got this rope situation, maybe we can make it a little safer for the trip down. Maybe I'll give it a go. And with that, I'm gonna wait until after Vincent's turn to do anything.
If Lord, if you wanna, if you could help me get this pickaxe off my hand, you can have it and use it as a stabilizer on your way down.
Ooh, that's a pretty good deal. I would like a pickaxe hand. We don't have any more of that tar.
No, I threw it all into the gears. Remember the bumping? That was my bad.
Yeah, you killed a couple people. Classic.
All right, so go ahead and make a check to assist each other in getting unstuck and lowering down. It's just a fun mechanic. It's smooth. I'm going to go with it again. Do your within 5 of each other on a D20.
I got a 10.
Oh, good. I got a 6.
Woo!
All right. So you guys assist each other. You manage to get his hand unstuck, and the two of you lower a rope down to the bottom of the thing. And we are going to return to Alka now. Alka, in the darkness, a voice calls to you. Road killer, murderer.
So in my head, I'm thinking I don't know what to do. It sounds like a very ominous, creepy voice. So my instinct is to use my sneaky skill to just try to like stealthily move past this thing, whatever it is, without being noticed.
All right, roll a guile check.
Okay, so I got a natural 20, and then I also have my sneakiness.
All right, so you managed to dip behind the column and sort of sneak off, and you hear the voice. It runs away, but we will find it. We will find the road killer, and we will taste its flesh.
Okay, well, in that case, damn, I don't know what to do. I mean, it's my instinct to ready my bow, but I have the Deadeye, so like I don't really need to load it, but I guess
You have the Deadeye, but you cannot see. So if you cannot see, you need to specifically spot your target in order to target. So you're currently
okay.
a bit
Well, in that
impaired.
case, I'm gonna load my bow and just be ready, like thinking that this fucker is gonna come at me at some point.
All right, you're there behind the column. What is your stealth roll at the moment? Since you've gone stealth, you rolled a natural 20. Is that right?
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20.
Okay, well, it's seeking you out currently, but it doesn't find you. You see that the eyes walk past the spot where you were, and you can see basically only the eyes. There's some kind of a humanoid creature here, trying to sniff you out.
Is there anything like, can I pick up a rock and throw it somewhere to try to like throw it off where I am?
You can have something from your person, to throw out there, some random object.
Okay, I have that ring of keys in my bag that I don't think I'm going to be needing anymore because we don't have those wagons anymore. So I'm going to throw my ring of keys, in the opposite direction of where I am, hoping that this guy will think that I'm running that way and will leave me alone for the
All right, make another guile check for me.
Okay, I got a 23.
All right, so you toss these keys out and it makes this jingle, and you hear the skittering, and you see whatever this form is rushes off towards where you threw your keys.
Whew. Close one.
And then it sort of, you hear it, and then there's a noise, another kind of like a screech and a whistling, kind of like screech. And all of a sudden you see more forms in the darkness following the creature.
God.
And we move to Craig. Craig, as I want you to make another vision check as you're propelling your fog forward here.
Okay, I got a 19 total. Yep, did you hear me?
Okay, you got a 19. So Craig,
Yep.
You're going to be able to direct a jet of your fog using a move action. And it's basically kind of like a form of astral projection. Is if you control this field of fog with a move action, then you can see where the fog goes. And so go ahead and you stretch out with your fog. If you can continue to propel it if you expend an action to do so.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on trying to spread it out just as much as I can right now because I don't really know where anything is. So I'm just gonna
All
try
right.
to cover as much ground as I can.
So you start to blanket out this jet of fog around, and you have a sense of the side of the hall that you're in, the columns, the stone. It's sort of, you have this crude picture of all of it, sort of monochromatic and broad. And then you pick up on the sort of, you can sense humanoid creatures up ahead of you. They have crude forms like sort of somewhere between a human and a reptile with a little bit of like sea creature mixed in, sort of cephalopodic. It's kind of a strange troglodytic creature of some type. And
Okay.
you sense the form of 4 of them ahead.
Okay. I'm going to try to. So is that all I sense? It's just the 4 of them.
At the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna try to sneakily get behind the closest pillar to me.
All right, so we'll expend your second action to sneak in that case.
Okay.
And so you'll roll a stealth check, and there'll be a chance that the things that you're sneaking against will detect you.
Okay. I got a 12 total.
Okay, so you are sneaking with a 12, and then we will move on to the next in the order, which is Constable Bippers, and we're going to conjoin this with Effie's turn as well. And you guys are walking down this path here, and do you want to continue to walk? What will you do?
Can I see the path? I just kind of went along for the ride, but I'm not sure
Yeah, I'm regretting going down this way as it appears.
Wait.
to
It is
be a
getting
corner.
darker as you move away from the lantern.
Cool.
Okay. I'm
Want to
gonna
turn
say-
back, chum?
Hey, Constable. Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad we got this time together, but let's go back.
All right, so you guys
And
go ahead.
yeah. I was just gonna say I need him to go first. So I don't know what that Bippers, I need you to get around me somehow so you can lead the way.
I think I'd just much rather like have you lead the way and then like I poke you along while I kind of see. I'm just gonna kind of poke you along and I refuse to uh be in front of you.
Okay. All right.
All right, so roll against failure as you walk back on this little rail.
It fell off again.
Oh shit, I got a 1.
Nat 20.
All right, so Bippers slips as he's walking forward and he falls, but Effie is there to catch him and deftly reaches out a hand, and he's hanging in the darkness. She's pulling leverage and pulls him back up, and they snap back on the rail together right in front of the ram's head.
You're welcome.
Cool, yeah, sorry about that. I realized that was all because of me not trusting you, and I've learned my lesson. Love you.
All right, you guys see that Lord Yennik and Vincent are lowering themselves on the rope down to the bottom of the rail wall. And you have another action.
Hey, Woody, can I make a clarification about my
Yes.
intention? I wanted to lower on the side that I saw Griff fall off of. I don't know
Oh.
if that's the side we're on right now, but that
Yeah.
was my intention at least.
Okay, got it.
And you
So,
can have me make like a vision check or something if you need me to. That's fine.
Effie and Bippers, or you guys have another action here.
I want to yell. Oh, I don't know that they're there, I guess. Never mind. Oh, wait, I can see again, right? Because we're by the lantern.
You can see a little bit, yeah.
Hey, guys, what's the plan?
Open chatter.
Well, trying to regroup, I guess. That big blue dude, wait, green dude? Gray dude, that guy. I don't know. I think he's probably our best bet of survival.
Do you guys want to hang out?
We'll wait for you. Come on
Uh,
down.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right there.
Would you like to assist us in getting down as I have weak ankles?
Those ankles seem mighty strong to me. Just go ahead and jump.
All right, so you guys all lower yourselves down, and you're in a little group surrounded by the lantern here, surrounded by lantern light, and grouped at the bottom of the rail wall here. We're going to go now to Yennik. It's your turn, Yennik.
Well, I think we should start heading back, guys. We saw a few of our friends fall off. So, yeah, let's go ahead. And I guess we start walking back, or I do, at the very least.
All right, does the group follow?
Yeah, I'd follow. Specific.
I have something I wanted to do before I left, so I am lingering behind, I suppose.
Yeah, well, what do you want to do, Effie?
I want to try to get my knife back because it's stuck on the tar on the wheel. So
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like
If the group's willing to help you, we can quickly extract that knife.
Hey guys, before we go, can you help me get my knife back?
So we're like on the ground level here, and that's pretty high up. So
Yennik seems nervous about going back up.
That Griff dude could be dead. We need to find him now. Who cares about your knife?
All right.
Can I have your pickaxe then?
What if I promise to get a real good knife once we get to where we're going? Huh?
That's my pickaxe now.
Yeah, we made a deal.
All right,
wanna-
but I want a really good knife when we get to where we're going.
If you're
All right.
good.
So you guys trot off back into the darkness. Alka, from where you're positioned, you can see these creatures are sniffing and smelling for you. they're going to roll a guile check against your sneak, which is what?
What is my sneak?
Yeah,
Like,
you
do
rolled
I
a stealth
re-roll?
last time. You rolled a
I rolled a natural 20 last time,
plus your guile.
plus my guile, plus my sneaky ability.
Okay.
It's a 27.
All right, pretty sneaky here.
I'm
All right,
super
so they're
sneaky.
sniffing around, but they don't find anything. But you can hear them whispering.
Where is it? Where is it? I don't know. It's a road killer. Came from that way. We got to find it. We got to kill it before it spreads its evil to us. Yes, got to find it. Got to kill it. Got to pick its bones.
I'm not
What
like
will you do,
any of
Alka?
that. So I would like to attempt to I don't know if since the group is moving closer to me, I don't know if I can see better with the lantern light, but if I can see that pillar the next pillar closest to me, I would like to try to sneak to the next closest pillar.
You can. You will have halved movement whilst under stealth, but you
Okay.
can move to the next pillar. So you go ahead and move up one pillar. That's one action.
Okay. And then can I move to the next one for my second action?
Yes, you move up to a second pillar and make a vision check.
I got a 16.
All right. As you're sneaking up on the next pillar, you see that there is another creature huddled behind this pillar. And so you have an action, like sort of a reaction before it apprehends that you are there.
Okay. So now my instinct is just gonna be I don't know. It's hard. Okay. I still have my bow ready, so I'm going to keep moving forward and just be prepared to, try to silently snuff this creature out if I need to.
All right. So you step forward, and all of a sudden the face jets up, and you can see red eyes in front of you. You have the opportunity to release your bow.
Okay, I'm shooting.
All right, so you release your bow, and while under stealth, does anybody remember how this works? I have to look up the document.
Well, also since I have vision now, I have Deadeye, right?
You'll have Deadeye. You've already seen this thing, but when you're under stealth, I think you don't have to hit defense. You go straight to opposed vigor checks.
Yep.
So,
yeah, you bypass it.
So yeah, you roll with your grace against its vigor to see if you do damage.
Okay. I got 16.
You're going to be rolling your grace-based dice, not
Oh,
your D20.
okay. Sorry. So if I have 4 grace, so I roll a d4.
That's right.
Okay, I got a 3.
All right, so you see this thing, and it starts to form the word roadkill, and then your bow is loosed, goes right between the red eyes. They go dull, and the thing falls forward. All right, it is now Craig's turn. What will you do, Craig?
So I'm still just standing there. I haven't moved behind the pillar yet, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna move behind the pillar to hide.
Okay.
And then can I sense Alka's there, that whole interaction that just happened?
Use your action to spread your fog, and you'll be able to apprehend the area.
Okay, cool. Then I'll do that then.
Okay, so you shoot your fog along the ground, and you witness the creature drop, and you see the familiar aura of Alka there behind the pillar. And there's 4 of these creatures that are searching for her. And yeah, that is going to be your action.
Cool.
We move to Bippers and the group back along the road. The group, you guys are still a turn away from being close enough to witness this other group here. And are you guys just like running along through the darkness? Is that, or what's the story here?
I'm searching for Griff as I'm walking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm doing a
and
light jog to kind of scan for stuff.
And since I don't know about the other creatures, I'm calling out for him.
Okay, go ahead and call for
Hey,
him.
Griff.
All right. So all of a sudden, as you're walking down here with your light and your sound, the creatures are startled, and Alka, you see them begin to sort of scatter, and they sort of disappear off into the darkness. And the group is reunited here as these guys make their way past. They're shedding light on the scene, and from your hiding places, you see them walk past, calling for Griff, etc.
Can I react?
Yeah, open reaction. We're out of combat now.
Okay. You guys, oh my gosh. Oh, I almost got killed by some weird whispery snake creatures. Have you guys, wait, where's Craig?
We thought he was with you.
I noticed you guys. Hey, everybody.
I thought you all were dead.
Craig?
Whoa, what happened
Yo.
to you, Craig?
Craig, you look different.
Pretty sure that I died.
Did you take up smoking, Craig?
Dude, more like Craig the Hard now, man. Damn, you look great.
Did you
All of
get
a sudden,
taller somehow?
you guys notice that Craig's eye socket is just like leaking fog. Like it's very uncanny and disturbing.
Hey, Craig. Your eye. You
My
know
what?
about the
Oh no.
fog?
Oh yeah, it's really cool. I can like feel the air
Okay.
even with my empty eye hole.
Dude, I
Mhm.
love it. I think that's
Um,
my favorite thing about it, about the new you.
Just don't look at me.
That wasn't already happening under your patch. That this is a new thing.
I think so. I usually don't take it off because it's kind of gross underneath here anyway. So I'm not quite sure yet. I did hear some voices, so we'll see what happens, I
Oh,
guess.
we should probably move.
Wait,
Okay,
what kind of voices?
just so you guys know, wait. So there's these weird, creepy lizard creatures that we need to be looking out for, and they've been calling me Road Killer or something like that, and they want to kill me, so just be on the lookout for that.
That's a
Dude,
cool
sick-
nickname,
yeah,
Alka.
sick name, like
Have
fist
you
bump.
thought, instead of being Alka the Huntress, have you thought about being Alka the Road Killer?
So does the smoke come out of your eye all the time? Sorry, I'm stuck on this eye.
I'm gonna go take Bippers off to the side and we're gonna have a nice long conversation about my eye hole.
I got a lot of questions I need answered, and we're gonna get it all done now.
Guys, we don't have time for this. These creatures are trying to kill me, and if you're here too, they're gonna kill you.
Oh, at first I thought it was just your problem.
Well, I assume that if I'm a road killer, we're all road killers.
Oh,
I've been
that's,
called a road killer.
I like that name.
All right,
So
well,
suddenly,
get over the name. We need to protect ourselves.
Suddenly, from behind one of the columns, a familiar form darts out. He looks battered and bruised, but you recognize Griff Grayman. And he steps out and says, "Quickly, you all need to come with me. This place is not safe."
That's what I've been saying.
Hell yeah, Griff, we just came up with a name for ourselves. It's the Road Killers.
Run! You need to run now with me.
Okay.
Cool name, but let's go.
Not until we put our hands in a circle and say Road Killers on 3.
Okay. Road
One.
killers. 1,
What?
2, 3. Now let's boom.
Road
Road
killers!
killers!
All right, so you all run down the hallway, and you're following Griff in his cloak as he runs. And as you're leaving, you can hear rustling. And everybody make a vision check.
I got an unnatural 20.
16.
24.
Ooh, the nattiest of 20s.
All right, so those of you with a roll over 15, you see as you turn over your shoulder in the last bit of lantern light, the body that was propped up against the column is dragged away off into the darkness. And you run for a ways, and Griff is just like huffing in front of you. Open dialogue.
Griff,
So I killed one of those things. If you shoot it in between the eyes, it will die.
Oh,
what
that's
about
good.
if you don't shoot anything? I hold up my
I couldn't say. I don't know.
Would you like to file a report?
Not at this time.
Okay, my duty here is done.
Griff, do you know what those things were? I don't think he does.
I don't know, denizens of the deep, but I think I know where we might find refuge. Up this way.
They said that they wanted to like pick the meat off my bones or something. Like they were gonna rip me apart. I
That
don't know
could
if
mean
they're, like-
anything, though.
All right.
That's just how they say hi around here.
Yeah,
Well, it's creepy as fuck, and I know creepy.
Yeah.
you're making a lot of snap judgments on people on a macro level that I find problematic.
I was being personally attacked, and I didn't think I was ever going to see you guys again. So I'm sorry if I'm a little sensitive right now.
Did they even touch you?
Yeah, it sounds like you killed one of them. You were a road killer today.
Yeah, this is why they hate the people off the road. I don't think road killer's a good name now that we're talking about it a little bit more.
Actually, now you mention it, I don't even think road killers was a thing. I think it was just road killer, meaning one person.
All right, well, we'll just see about that. Why don't you go find one and talk to them and see how you fare?
We're all just excited to see that you're alive, Alka.
Thanks, Vincent.
If you may be misunderstanding our jovialness. We're just glad that everyone's not dead.
All right, I'm just in a heightened state right now. I'm on edge.
I can appreciate that.
All right, so you guys run for a little while, and then finally you start to see a light up ahead in the tunnel, and you see you're still following along the rail, and you've put a good deal of distance. It's been maybe 20 minutes as you've been running along, talking. You've sort of temporarily transported, but you're sort of jolted back into your awareness as you see a sort of a makeshift camp up ahead along the rail. You see a little fire burning, and you see a bright white and blue tent with a series of signs posted out front. And as you get closer, you start to apprehend these signs. I want you guys to decide as a group on a turn order as you approach this camp.
I'll go. I'll lead in. I'll lead in.
Last time you let in, you kind of let out a giant creature from beyond the depths of reality.
Yeah, and I made the cart go real fast too, bro. You want any other cool things to happen?
Hey, cool it on the say nice things about the creepy mask. Don't say
Well
don't say-
said.
So that's a very nice mask we found.
So what's the turn order, guys?
Pretending like Craig doesn't have smoke coming out of his eye these days.
I say we let Vincent go first.
Dude, don't remind me of the smoke. You know I love that shit.
Well, yeah. What are these signs saying? Can we read them first?
Craig's the
I think
biggest
Craig
one.
should go. I think Craig should go because he's looking very intimidating right now,
Yeah.
and I think that he's going to be our best front man.
I
Yeah,
agree.
let me-
Craig's big
Agreed.
and intimidating and
Smoking.
scary. Plus, smoking is cool.
Yeah.
We have established that.
Yeah, I'll go first then. Can I like fog it up on my way in? Just for like aesthetics, not even for like.
Yeah, make a vigor check to generate your fog here.
Is there a sign that says no vaping?
Right.
Who's
I
behind
got-
Craig?
I got a unnatural 20 with all that.
I'll go behind Greg.
Okay, Craig, and then Effie.
I'll go after
And then
that.
Griff is going to be in the mix there, and then Bippers. All right, and the rest are kind of clustered there.
Yeah, I'll go. I want to be at the end.
All right. And Alka and Yannick, where are you guys?
I'll be in front of Vincent.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, and you guys comment on this, what you're seeing here on screen for a second.
Better ale and more.
Low road on a for a high wage.
Well, looks like these dwarves are mad about something.
Those dwarves.
Just a protest?
Dwarves deserve more.
I didn't even know dwarves existed.
Is
They're
this
little
strike?
people.
I used to break up strikes back in the day. That should surprise nobody.
I'm glad you're not going first.
We should tell them about how broken their cart is.
Who goes there?
Ooh.
Who approaches our camp?
Just some dope ass road
The
killers.
road killers, motherfuckers!
Oh, what is this?
Oh shit! I think's a little bit off here. Who goes there?
Road killers.
Want us to list off our names individually?
I think it's more like for you who goes there because Craig's pretty tall.
Yeah.
What brings you here to our camp?
We would like to get out.
Yeah, we would like to leave.
We would like safe passage out of this nasty swamp.
We
Nasty
don't like it
swamp.
here.
I can't believe you talk about our great work that way.
Well,
it doesn't
I
stop
almost-
so great.
I was almost murdered by some reptile creatures, so sorry if I'm feeling like it's not so great in here.
Where did you run into the creatures?
Just like, a 50 paces back.
Then they're becoming more bold. You see the dwarf, he regards his brethren and they kind of discuss. They look concerned. Let me introduce myself. My name is Marlin. And I am one of the dwarves. I'm a builder, you know?
Hi, Marlon.
Okay.
What's
How
up, dude?
many
I've been known to build.
Me and my brothers here, we're parts of Union Dwarf Crew 6514. We're builders of the low road, you know?
How many of you
Yeah.
are there?
Well, it's me, Marlin, my brother, Stalin, Darlin, and Carlin. And we lost
Wow.
lost
Beautiful.
our other brother to the Lizzies. And his name was Rollin.
The Lizzies?
Okay,
The Lizzies, yeah.
Marlon, can I just ask you, just so we're all on the same page, the Lizzies are bad, right?
Oh, very bad.
Okay, thank
The
you.
Lizzies is number 3 pain in dwarves' ass down here, you know?
What are the
What-
first two?
What's 1 and 2?
Okay, let me tell you what. First one, labor. We are got to be paid right, you know? We got to be paid for our work. Very fair, you know? We build a low road. We deserve a high wage. Number 2, better ale. We get the worst piss that come out of Trundlehaven around here, you know? So we need a better ale. Wait a minute. First one is better wage. Second one is better ale. Third one is better protection from the Lizzies, you know?
Merlin?
Marlin.
Marlin?
Yeah.
Vincent here. I'm part of the Mutter Union number. I can't remember the number of the Mutter Union. I dig grapes, but I respect, Union pride here. And
Okay.
I just want to say I respect what you're doing down here. You and your brothers obviously have put in a lot of work. It's probably a lot better down here than it used to be.
We've been striking down here a long time.
Well, how do we get out of here?
So you're on strike, so you haven't been working.
No, we've been striking for dwarf rights. We build a low road. We want, first off, what we want is we want to have high wage. Second off, we have
Better ale.
better ale. Yes, she knows. Third off, we got to be
I don't-
protected from the Lizzies. We lost one of
That's-
our brothers, you know?
That is just like you socialist dwarves. With your wanting everything here. I used to be a Pinkerton, a Veltland Pinkerton. So we used to get you guys every time, okay?
What
All right,
it means?
Marlon, can I ask you, have you made any strides in this strike? Like, how long has this been going on?
Oh, what'd you say? About 355 years we've been striking, you know?
Okay, so you haven't worked a day in your life.
Oh, no. We worked. You see what we built? You come on our road, tell me we don't work.
But you're not 350 years old.
I am
Yeah.
541 years old. Next week, sometime, I think.
All right,
How-
well then
how-
take that as a compliment because you look great.
Thank you.
How long does your people have to be working under terrible conditions for you to be considered a slave race?
Hey, wait, can we leave?
Marlon, you mentioned a city called I don't remember what you called it. Which way to the city?
Haven, home of the dwarves.
Trundlehaven, yes. Which way to Trundlehaven?
Oh, many, many, many miles back where from you came. Did you come from Trundlehaven? Did you take the low road here?
Yes.
We took a road.
How do you know if it's the low road?
It was
Uh,
pretty high up
There's
there.
only one low road. I think I know. I built it myself, you know.
No,
Marlon?
I'm asking how do I know if we were on the low road? I don't know.
You are here, so you are in the low road, yes.
Okay, so this is all the low road. This is
Marlon.
the low-
Yeah.
Marlon, Vincent here. Mutter union number, I can't remember.
Okay, hello.
Did you also build the lava room?
What?
The room full of lava with the pillar?
So we
I think I'm getting
are
that right.
stone workers. We are dwarves, yes. We build the low road from Trundlehaven all under the veldt, yeah? We're gonna build it all the way. Except we get here, we get this far, yeah? And all the Lizzies are attacking us, and all the Lizzies are stealing our ale, calling us road killers, you know, and we have to fight them to build the road, yeah? But they're gonna fight us when we build the road where they lived, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get
Village is
right up and close to Marlon's face.
Oh, hello.
Marlon, please tell us how to get out of here.
Out of here. We are not finished yet. We have to build the road. We get the wage, we get the ale, we get the Lizzies out, we build the road, we go, okay?
This is
Marlon?
really morally ambiguous. I gotta say, buddy.
How do we go up? What about
You are looking, hold on, no more questions. You are looking very bad. Why don't you come with us, have some sheep meat, have a drink of ale, not the best. We're working on getting better ale. You have a rest, you get rested up, and then we talk, okay?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. You
Sure.
can sleep in my tent for tonight, and my brothers and I, we will continue to strike, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna join you on that strike, you know, Union Pride.
Oh,
I'll be
yes.
out there with you.
You have respect, yes. Make a grace check for me, Vincent.
I got a 12.
Okay, so you understand. We have to work a low road for a high wage.
I've been cheated out of my wages plenty of times in my life. It's not right. I stand with you, brothers.
It's not right. Okay, well, we're gonna get you fed. We're gonna get you set up. And you want to go down the road, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
We're gonna have to go get your cart. We'll pull it here. And we talk then. First, you rest up. You get full bellies, full of ale, not the best ale. And then we will get you on your way. But we will need something from you, I think, as well.
All right, I'm gonna pull out 3 gold pieces and offer it to Marlon.
Okay, this is a start.
I'm gonna
We are not after your gold. We are after our brother.
Wait, how many brothers? Wait, you had a brother?
Yes, these are my brothers. I have 4 brothers. I said their names before.
But what do you mean you're after your brother?
The Lizzies, you know, these nasty creatures, they have stolen our brother and they have stolen 5 of our animals. Yes? So, what we do, we give you something to eat, something for your bellies, something to drink. In the morning, you're gonna go find our brother, bring him back to us, and we put you back on the low road. We get you going out. We got to stay here. We got to strike, you know?
One
Maybe I don't-
clarification. By brother, do you mean like your biological brother of like the sort of gaggle that you mentioned, or like your union brother?
Yes, this is what I meant.
Okay, so both things.
Both. Okay.
Um,
Okay, I got you.
All right,
Marlon,
well,
maybe I'm not remembering this. Did you say your brother was dead?
No.
Killed by the Lizzies?
He was captured by the Lizzies. I hope he is
captured.
not dead.
Well, if he's dead, I have a remedy for that.
Well, you do.
Sort of.
well, okay. So while everyone was talking, I just put the gold back in my pocket because it seemed like that clearly wasn't needed.
Listen, when we get some recognition from management, we will be okay. We will have enough gold.
Where is
We
that
will
management?
finish the low road. We will go all the way, you know?
Where does the low road lead to? What's the end of it?
Yes, it is very long, okay? We build underground many, many years, okay? We build it very deep, very strong, all the way it goes. Yes. So come in,
Okay.
have some food, have something to drink, not the best. And we send you on your way when you all rested up, feeling very strong, okay?
I'm excited for this food. Yeah, let's go eat. Let's go eat.
Give me that.
What
Yeah,
what
I want some
kind of
ale.
dwarf delicacies do you have?
The dwarf Marlin, he leads you into this tent. It's a chipper scene, but everything looks kind of, worn out and worn down. Obviously, the dwarves have been striking for a long, long time, although their sense of time doesn't seem to really mesh with your own. But they have some livestock there, and they have some roasted mutton for you. They have some kind of ale that they prepared, and it looks like some kind of roasted mushrooms as well. So you all are going to spend the next sunstroke getting rest, and you can all recover some hit points here.
Oh, thank God.
With a full
Sweet
rest
hit
here,
point.
everyone's going to recover 3 hit points.
Nice.
So what if we only had 3 to begin with? Like, do we
You
just
max
go up
out
to
at 3.
3?
Yeah. And with that, we are going to go around the horn, and we are going to cliffhang for next time. And so, starting with Bippers, go ahead and give us the cliffhanger, the ending statement here.
Well, I fucked up a lot today in a lot of different ways, but you know what? It's all about trial and error, folks. If you don't grow, then you don't know.
And Craig.
Well, I'm pretty sure I died for a little bit today. I can feel the air around me with my empty eye socket. Everything's going kind of weird today, but at least I've got some food. It's not the best, but full belly is good night, good way to end this exciting night day.
Yannick.
Another thankless deed. I solely was responsible for stopping that cart. I suppose Vincent almost killed a couple people with his tar material. But I feel like the shield idea worked out pretty well. And now we're gonna, get drunk with these dwarves and see what's going on.
Vincent.
I thought I had made some friends last time, and I think I'm about to find some better friends. Union folk are much more up my alley as far as my compatriots. Plus, these fine fellows seem to be more along my mental capacities. Now, if only I could remember what union number I was in. Gravediggers Union number 400. Gravediggers, mutters all the way. Mutter pride.
Alka.
Wow, I really thought that I was gonna get killed by the Lizzies earlier, and I was feeling pretty bad about Craig jumping off the cart to come after me, but honestly, I feel like he came out of it all right. He's like really tall and buff now, and he's got vape out of his eyes, so that's cool. And I feel some kind of a kin sense to this Marlin guy. Kind of reminds me of my father, who is also a very short man. So looking forward to sharing a meal with these guys, and then going after his brother in the morning.
And Effie.
I'm really looking forward to this ale. I heard it's not as good as it could be, but it is ale, and that is something that I have yet to find down here. I wonder what that moment between me and Bippers on the railroad tracks meant earlier. We did just kind of go off on our own. I wonder if there's something there. All right, find out next time.
Okay. So, yeah, we got some guests. They come to visit us. They join with us. Solidarity for the dwarves, Okay. But these are very tall, very strange people. Still, they look like they are strong. They can fight. Maybe they can rescue our brother. Yeah. And maybe we can get together and send them off down the low road. All right. Until next time. Goodbye, everyone. And, hey, thanks for playing, guys.
What about Griff? You gotta do Griff.
Oh yeah, where's Griff?
This costume change gonna be too quick. That's awkward for me. Hold on.
That's why they say live from New York at Saturday night while in the cold open.
Okay, so I'm very disoriented. I was not expecting to actually meet dwarves. I didn't think that was really a thing you could do nowadays. I think I'm gonna have a lot to learn from these guys. Perhaps I will stay with the dwarves and learn what they know. And I definitely don't want to mention what happened to the rest of the dwarves in Trundlehaven. Lips zipped on that one. All right. Thanks for playing, everybody. So I'll be sending out a message about the sort of casual meeting next Thursday. Just kind of a hangout. We can maybe kind of talk, metagame stuff that we don't normally get the around the table chance to talk because of how we meet up and stuff. So I'll send you about. If you can make it, that's cool. If you have, we can maybe talk about writing prompts or sort of things that we might like to do aside from the writing prompts as far as, creative engagements that you guys might be interested in. So thanks for meeting, and see you next week. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Whoa.
See ya.